Hey, what's up everyone? In this video I'm going to be creating a VPN point to site connection to Azure. So the first thing you want to do is log into your portal. We're going to go to virtual networks. We're going to go ahead and create a new vnet. So I'm going to use the defaults. Let's do you can name it whatever you want. VPN let's do VPN let's do VPN VNet. We're going to leave that as this default trial. I'm going to go ahead and create a new resource manager. So let's do resource location. We're going to leave it this as default, and we're also going to create a subnet. So this subnet I'm going to make it a little bit different, and then everything else we leave the same. I mean, everything else we don't change. You can change it if you want to, but I'm just going to show you pretty simple steps and pretty much using the defaults. So we hit create. Should take a couple minutes. Hey, so that took around 2 minutes to finish. So once we go on the VNet, you're going to see the VNet that we created, and it should have the subnet that we created also, which is the default. So after that's completed, we're going to go ahead and add a gateway subnet. So we're going to leave that as default, and then everything else stays the same. So we hit OK, and then that took like a minute to get created. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and search for the virtual network gateway. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. We're gonna hit add. So we're gonna do Azure virtual network gateway. So we're gonna leave that as VPN route base. Leave that as the same. So the VNet that we want to type it into is the one we created, and then the IP. So we're gonna go ahead and create a new one. So we're gonna use this one, and I'm gonna change it a bit. So let's do IP. We hit OK, and also for so we give it a public IP. So one thing to note is that as long as you have the virtual network gateway running, then even though it's a dynamic IP, it's still gonna have the same IP as long as you don't turn it off. So if you do turn it off or restart it, and then the IP will change. So you want to keep that in mind. So after that's done, virtual network gateway IP, so everything was okay. We're gonna use free trial. So and then we hit create. So that takes around 40 to 45 minutes to create from past experiences. So when that completes, I'll come back to the video and finish the rest. Hey, what's up everyone? So meanwhile, the virtual gateway gets created. So you want to go ahead and create a certificate. So essentially we create a root certificate and a client certificate. So I'm going to be using the utility called make cert .exe. So I've basically downloaded the utility from Microsoft. You can just Google that. I think it is from Microsoft. Let me double check. Oh yeah, it is from Microsoft. So you just want to download the utility. It's going to be a compress or zip. Then you want to extract those files. So I've just put it in I've created a temp folder and put the make cert.exe. You saw it here, so the make cert.exe. So I've ran that just to make sure it's there, and I got these help commands. So let's go ahead and so that proves that make cert does exist in the temp folder. So let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to be creating the root certificate. So you just hit enter, succeeded. Second thing, I'm going to go ahead and create okay, so that got created. Then you want to go ahead and open you can just open the run command, hit MC, you're going to file, new, you're going to do certificates, you're going to do user, hit OK. Down here go to personal, and then this should be the certificate. So once you actually create the certificate, it's going to appear in the store. Now we want to basically export it into PFX. So we do property, no, never mind. So you right click that file, all tags, and you export. So for this case, you're going to say no, do not export the private key. We're going to choose the base 64. We're going to name it VPN cert. Hit save. That's going to save on my temp folder. Done. Next. Okay, hit OK. So that finished. Now the second thing is we're gonna do the client. So this client will basically have to get installed on each client machine that's trying to connect to Azure using VPN. So let's go back here. Okay, so that's the command. So essentially it's creating a client assert based on the Azure VPN root cert that we created. So hit enter. That got created. Go back to the store. We're gonna hit refresh. Here it is, the client. So we basically want to do the same thing here. Alt text export. We're gonna choose yes, export private key. You can so you can leave this as default. Most of the time I just go ahead and uncheck it. I'm just doing this for the tutorial, so I'm gonna go ahead and uncheck it. And next, so I do want to leave. I do want to create a password. So you can just you can use whatever you want. Make sure I did. The encryption, we're gonna leave it as default. And next, I'm gonna browse it. We're gonna do Azure client cert. Save. Next, finish. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so that finished. I'm going to go back to my temp folder, and then so this Azure VPN cert, we're actually gonna basically open it, so we can get, we're gonna open it and then upload it to Azure, and this client we're actually gonna just double click it and install it onto our onto the desired machine that wants to connect to Azure through point to site VPN. So I'm gonna wait for that. I'm still waiting for, oh, it actually completed already. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's refresh it. Here it is. Okay, so you just go into the Azure VN gateway that you created, go to configuration and scratch that. It'll be point to site configuration. We're gonna go ahead and configure now the address pool. So for this address pool, make sure that it doesn't interfere with the subnet, with any of the subnets inside the VNet. Okay. Okay, so apparently it overlapped. It does. This one. Okay, so this is good. And then let's do Azure VPN. So here we're gonna go back to where the cert is located, to the PFX. I mean to where the cert is located, which is this one. You wanna go ahead and right click it. I'm gonna open it as a notepad so I can see the certificate. So you're gonna go ahead and copy this, go back to the portal, hit paste, and then hit save. So that usually takes around 5 minutes. So I'll be back when it finishes. So that finished. It took around 30 minutes for it to get saved. Yeah, so like I said, it took around 30 minutes. I mean 30 minutes, around 5 minutes for the settings to saved. Next thing you want to do is you want to create a VM inside that VNet. So we're gonna go to virtual machines, add one. Let's add one to server, data center, resource manager. Let's do test the VM. Let's choose a hard drive. Let's do test the admin. I'm gonna put in the resource group we created. Do that, hit OK. And then choose your size. I'm gonna choose the same one that I always choose. Where is it? Where is it? I think it's this one. So select it. Now, so we're gonna basically pretty much leave everything as default, but make sure that it's inside the VNet and inside the subnet that we created. So that leave default, and then hit OK. Create. Okay, so now we gotta wait until the VM gets created. After that, We're gonna go ahead and install the client cert. We're gonna go ahead and download the VPN package and then get connected, and then we should be able to ping the machine with the internal IP. Hey, so I'm back. So the VM already finished creating. Let's just make sure it's in the vnet that we want it to be. Where's the, let's see, where's the information about it? Let's just go here instead. Subnet, and I think we put in this one. Connected devices. Okay, here it is. So this is 10.0.14, which should be in this subnet, the default one. Okay, so it's in the desired subnet. So the last thing you want to do is go back to where your client cert is. You basically just double click it, do current user. So we're gonna install it this time basically, or import it. Choose the location of the cert. So this is it. Type in the password. Okay, so you keep all the default settings and next. We want to automatically select the store based on the certificate. So that's what we want to do. Next, finish, and the import was successful. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this. Go back to the virtual gateway. Go to point to site configuration. And then here you're gonna see the download VPN client. So just download it. So for some reason it does take like a minute or two for the package to actually start downloading. Okay, so it took around 3 minutes for the package to get downloaded. It's gonna download the compressed file, so you're gonna have to extract it and go to then after that, depending on your if it's 32-bit or 64-bit, you would choose the folder. So I'm just gonna go into Windows AMD 64. You're gonna have to run it as admin, because if you run it normally, it's gonna ask you for admin privileges. So to the info, just to run anyway. Select yes. So for some reason I didn't get the VPN, the Azure VPN window. So in my case, because I had already installed it before, I'm guessing that's the reason why I was getting the pop-up. So go here in the internet access icon. Then you should be able to see the VPN vnet. Click on it and hit connect. So this is the window that you usually get for the first time setup. Hit connect, hit continue, yes. It's establishing the connection, and then Ta-da! I am connected to the Azure network now, and then we can confirm this by, let's do a IP config. So we should be getting a, so that's my port of 10.11. We should be getting an IP similar to that, and here it is, 10.11.0.129. Now we want to be sure that we're able to talk to the VM. So let's go into the VM. Let's go. We always forget where it is. So networking. Okay, here is the private IP or the internal IP. So we should be able to ping it. So I've seen it a couple of times where it does take a while. So first of all, I need to start at the VM. It is on. Yeah. Ping.0.0.1.4. It's probably not on, so let's go ahead and double check it. It does show running though, so let's start it. Hey, so it took me a while. I was having issues with my VPN, so I had to reset the gateway. That took around 30 minutes. So I went ahead and created two VMs in the same subnet. So one is the Linux machine, and it has this IP. So as you can see, I'm using the its internal IP, and I'm able to ping it. So the second thing is I'm gonna go ahead and cancel out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and remote into my into the Windows machine, which has a check 10.0.1.4. So if everything is working correctly, I should be able to remote in. Found it. And as I can see here, I'm using the internal IP and I'm able to log in just fine. So that means the VPN is working correctly. And that's pretty much with the video. So I'll be posting up a different video, and then hopefully within the week or two. Other than that, that's pretty much it.